She said, "I'm not cutting off my ex just because you're insecure." So I accepted the Amsterdam offer, moved out, and when she came to reconcile, a new tenant answered. I need to tell someone this before I lose my mind. 4 years. 4 F-word years of my life, and it all came crashing down over a Tuesday night shower. Irene and I lived in this converted loft in Fishtown. You know the type? Exposed brick, industrial fixtures, the whole were creative professionals' aesthetic. I'm a product UX designer at a fintech startup. She manages lifestyle PR for boutique hotels. On paper, we were that couple. Synchronized careers, shared friend groups, joint savings account with $47,000 for a house down payment. Hell, last month we were at her colleague's wedding and everyone kept asking when we'd be next. Tuesday night changed everything. She was in the shower, her phone charging on the kitchen counter. It buzzed. Then buzzed again. And again. Not unusual, Irene's job meant constant contact with clients, journalists, influencers. But something about the pattern felt different. Rapid-fire messages at 10 p.m. I wasn't snooping. The preview notifications were right there on the lock screen. Fabian, can't stop thinking about this afternoon. Fabian, she doesn't understand me like you do. Fabian, same room next week? My chest went cold. Fabian. Her ex from 3 years ago, now some school district curriculum advisor. The guy she swore was completely in the past when we ran into him at a coffee shop 6 months ago. When she came out of the shower, hair wrapped in a towel, humming some song from her spin class playlist, I was sitting at the kitchen counter with her phone between us. Who's texting you about this afternoon? She stopped mid-reach for her wine glass. Looked at the phone. Looked at me. And then, I'll never forget this, she smiled. Not guilty, not apologetic. Amused. You went through my phone? It was lighting up like Times Square. Hard to miss. She picked it up, unlocked it right in front of me, and scrolled through the messages without a hint of shame. Fabian's going through a divorce. He needs someone to talk to. In a hotel room? I get comp rooms all the time. It's called being a good friend. You're sleeping with him. She set the phone down and poured her wine. Took a sip. I'm not cutting off my ex just because you're insecure. We work in the same circles. His wife is paranoid, accusing him of all sorts of things. Sound familiar? You're seriously comparing me to? Grow up, Icare. She leaned against the counter, studying me like I was a wireframe she was critiquing. Maybe if you weren't so focused on your little app designs, you'd understand real human connection. Fabian needs support right now. I'm giving it to him. If you can't handle that, maybe that's your problem to solve. The casualness of it. The complete lack of denial. She wasn't even trying to lie. So that's it? You're just going to keep seeing him? I'm going to keep being there for a friend in crisis. If that threatens you, maybe you should ask yourself why you're so insecure after 4 years together. I stood up. My hands weren't shaking, I was surprised by how steady they were. You know what? You're right. This is my problem to solve. I walked to our bedroom, my bedroom now, I guess, and opened my laptop. She followed, wine glass in hand, probably expecting me to sulk or beg or do whatever she thought insecure men do. What are you doing? Solving my problem. I pulled up the email I'd been sitting on for 2 weeks. The one from my company's Amsterdam office. They wanted me to lead their European UX team. 6-figure salary, relocation package, the works. I'd been hesitating because of us. Because of our life here. I'm taking the transfer. Amsterdam. I leave in 30 days. She actually laughed. Good. Run away. Maybe you'll find your spine over there. Maybe I will. She stood in the doorway for another moment, waiting for me to break, to apologize, to fight for us. When I didn't look up from my laptop, she shrugged and walked back to the kitchen. I heard her phone buzz again. Heard her laugh at whatever Fabian had sent. I started typing. But it wasn't the acceptance email to Amsterdam I was writing. It was a list. Every shared account. Every password. Every document. 30 days was plenty of time. I didn't sleep that night. Not because I was hurt, I was past that the moment she smiled at me. No, I didn't sleep because I was building, spreadsheet after spreadsheet. Our apartment lease, month to month, both names. Joint savings, $47,000. Her business website hosting, under my credit card. My car, sole ownership. Her car, her parents co-signed. Every utility bill, every subscription, Every automatic payment. I cataloged it all like I was mapping user flows for a new app. Clean. Systematic. Thorough. Around 3 a.m., Irene came to bed. She pressed against my back, her hand on my shoulder. "You're not really going to Amsterdam, are you?" I kept typing. Already started the paperwork. She rolled away. "Fine. Be dramatic." By sunrise, I discovered something interesting in our shared cloud backup. Irene never deleted anything properly, she just removed files from visible folders. Recovery software brought it all back. 8 months of messages with Fabian. Photos from hotel rooms I recognized, properties she represented. Voice memos where she called me her safety net and mocked my boring stability to him. But one message stopped me cold. "Irene, Carmen doesn't need to know about the Fairmont account. You earned those bonuses before the separation. Just keep routing them through the rewards program like I showed you." "Fabian, you're brilliant. Once this is finalized, we can stop sneaking around." "Irene, just a few more months of playing house with Ecare. He's too focused on his screens to notice anyway." Carmen. Fabian's wife. They weren't divorced yet, they were separated, and Irene was helping him hide assets. I found Carmen on LinkedIn. Pediatric nurse at Jefferson Hospital. 15 years of marriage. 2 kids. Her recent posts were about new beginnings and trusting the process. I created a throwaway email and messaged her, "I have information about your husband's financial situation that might interest you. Coffee?" She responded within an hour, "Who is this?" "Someone who understands what betrayal costs." We met that afternoon at a cafe in Rittenhouse Square while Irene was at work. Carmen looked exhausted, the kind of tired that comes from fighting a battle you didn't choose. I slid her a USB drive. "What is this?" "Hotel records. Timestamps. Your husband's been using comp rooms from a PR manager to conduct an affair. The same person who's been teaching him how to hide assets through rewards programs." Her hands trembled as she pocketed the drive. "The PR manager? Irene. My girlfriend of 4 years." Carmen's coffee cup stopped halfway to her lips. "You're him. The boyfriend she mentions in the messages." "You've seen messages?" Fabian's terrible with technology. He logged into his email on my iPad months ago, never logged out. "I've been documenting everything for my lawyer, but I couldn't prove the financial manipulation." She studied me. "Why are you helping me?" "Because they think we're weak. They think we'll just accept it and move on. And we're not going to do that." "No. We're not." Carmen pulled out her phone, scrolled through contacts. "You know, I'm friends with Miranda. She manages your building, the converted warehouse on Frankfurt." "How do you?" "Small city. Miranda and I went to Temple together. I helped her during her custody battle 2 years ago. Pro bono medical documentation for her ex's addiction issues." She looked up. "She owes me a favor." "What kind of favor?" "The kind where tenant paperwork can be creatively managed. Your lease is month to month, right?" I nodded. "Perfect. Miranda's mentioned how the building ownership has been wanting to raise rents but can't with existing tenants. But if a tenant voluntarily exits," she smiled for the first time, "they can reset to market rate. Unless, of course, the right person applies immediately." I stopped, thinking through the implications. "That could work." "Oh, it'll work. But we need to be precise about timing." She pulled out a notebook, started sketching a timeline. "Fabian's divorce deposition is in 3 weeks. If I file an amended petition with this evidence before then. And if Irene suddenly loses her stability at the same time. They'll both be too busy scrambling to see what's really happening." Carmen's phone buzzed. She checked it and her expression shifted. "Speaking of timing. Fabian just texted that he's working late tonight. District budget meeting." She showed me the screen. "Except the district website shows no meeting scheduled. Wanna bet he's meeting Irene?" "No bet. But I do want proof." She stood, dropped cash on the table. "Miranda owes me that favor." "What exactly do you need?" "I need 30 days of invisibility," I told Carmen. "Legally gone but physically present." She smiled. "Miranda can do better than that." That evening, while Irene attended the launch party for some new boutique hotel in Old City, I met Miranda at the building management office. She was exactly what you'd expect from someone who managed converted lofts, tattoo sleeves, architectural glasses, no BS word attitude. "Carmen says you need a favor." "I need to remove myself from my lease without my girlfriend knowing." Miranda pulled up our file. Standard month to month, joint tenancy. Technically, either party can terminate with 30 days notice. But I don't want to terminate. I want to transfer sole occupancy. That would require the remaining tenant to requalify financially. She looked at Irene's income verification from 4 years ago. Has her situation changed? It's about to. Miranda leaned back. Carmen mentioned this was about Fabian. That piece of S-word cost me 2 good tenants when he convinced them to invest in his educational consulting scam last year. She started typing. Here's what I can do. I'll process your removal paperwork today, but hold it in pending status. The system will show you as removed, but won't trigger notification to the remaining tenant for 30 days. Building policy gives people time to figure out their situation. That's perfect. There's more. Once you're officially off, she'll have 10 days to requalify. Based on current market rates, she'd need to show $8,000 monthly income. Miranda pulled up Irene's PR firm on Google. Junior managers there make maybe $5,500. She won't qualify. Then what? Then the unit becomes available. First qualified applicant gets it. And I happen to know someone looking for exactly this type of space. She winked. Carmen's cousin Teresa just got back from Doctors Without Borders. Nurse practitioner, stellar credit, references from humanitarian organizations. She'd be approved instantly. I signed the paperwork. Miranda dated it for that day but filed it in a drawer. This doesn't exist for 30 days. But legally, you're already gone. My next stop was the bank. I opened a solo account, transferred my direct deposit, and started moving money in small increments. Not enough to trigger alerts, just enough to build a cushion. I left exactly half the joint savings untouched, for now. Then I hired Rosario. Found her through a lawyer friend who handled divorces. Former insurance investigator, specialized in infidelity cases. Her rate was steep but her reviews were perfect. We met at a diner in South Philly. I need documentation. Photos, timestamps, patterns of behavior. That's standard. What's non-standard? I need you to map their entire routine. Where they meet, when, how they communicate. And I need to know who else knows. Rosario nodded, taking notes. Timeline? 3 weeks. Rush job costs extra. Worth it. She started that night. Within 48 hours, she had photos of Irene and Fabian entering a room at the Kimpton Hotel. Timestamps showed Irene had blocked that afternoon as client site visit in her calendar. The client had actually canceled that meeting. Rosario had called to confirm. But the real gold came on day 4. Rosario texted me, "You need to see this." We met at the same diner. She slid me her tablet. "Your girlfriend's been busy." The photo showed Irene at lunch with 3 other women, all PR industry types based on their styled appearances. But the audio Rosario had captured from the next table told a different story. "Iker's so checked out he doesn't even notice when I come home late." Irene's voice was clear. "I told him I was visiting properties in Jersey last weekend. Spent it at Fabian's instead." Another woman laughed. "When's he leaving for Amsterdam?" 3 weeks. Then Fabian and I can stop sneaking around. His divorce finalizes next month, and with Iker gone, we can finally be open about it. What if Iker finds out? He won't. He's too proud to admit he's been played. Even if he suspected, he'd rather leave quietly than make a scene. It's perfect. Rosario stopped the recording. There's more. She's been telling people you're emotionally abusive. Creating a narrative for why she had to seek comfort elsewhere. My phone buzzed. Text from Irene. "Baby, I've been thinking. Maybe I was too harsh. Come home early tonight? I made reservations at our place. We need to talk about us. And Amsterdam. I might have news that changes everything." Rosario glanced at the text. "Want to know something interesting?" She sent that from Fabian's apartment. I've been tracking her phone location. I arrived at the restaurant 15 minutes late. Intentional. Let her sweat a little. She'd chosen Fratelli's, our first date spot. She was wearing the black dress from our anniversary, the one I'd said made her look like a film noir actress. Every detail calculated. Even her perfume was the one I'd bought her in Miami. "You came," she said, standing to kiss my cheek. I let her. "You said you had news." We sat. She'd already ordered wine, the Malbec we discovered on vacation last year. "I've been doing a lot of thinking since our fight. About us. About what's important. And? I got an offer today. Auberge Hotels wants me as director of East Coast PR. It's a huge jump, 6 figures, company car, the works. She reached across the table for my hand. The thing is, they have properties in Amsterdam. I could transfer there. With you. I let her hold my hand while I processed this. She'd orchestrated the whole thing. The job offer was probably real. Irene was good at her job when she wasn't sleeping with her ex in comp rooms. But the timing? Pure manipulation. What about Fabian? Her fingers twitched. Just barely. What about him? Tuesday night you said you wouldn't cut him off. She squeezed my hand tighter. I was angry. You accused me of something horrible and I lashed out. Fabian's nothing. Just a friend going through a rough time. His wife is making his life hell, she's convinced he's cheating, making up all these crazy stories. The poor guy might even lose his job over her paranoia. I pulled out my phone, pretended to check something. Actually hit record on the voice memo app. Placed it face down between us. So you haven't been sleeping with him? God, Iker. No. Is that what this is about? You really think I'd throw away 4 years for someone like Fabian? Someone like Fabian? She laughed, that practiced PR laugh she used with difficult clients. He's a mess. Still hung up on his ex-wife, terrible with money, drinks too much. I feel sorry for him, honestly. But sleeping with him? Please. So if I called him right now, he'd tell you we're friends. Nothing more. She signaled the waiter for another bottle. Can we please stop talking about Fabian? I want to discuss our future. Amsterdam could be amazing for us. Fresh start, new country, no drama. The waiter brought our appetizers. Irene had ordered all my favorites. She kept talking about Amsterdam, the apartments she'd researched, the weekend trips we could take, how romantic it would be. All while Rosario's surveillance photos burned in my mind. This afternoon. From Fabian's apartment. The text timestamps proved she'd composed this whole story while in his bed. You seem different, she said, studying me. Calmer. I've been thinking too. And? You're right. I have been too focused on work. Too suspicious. Maybe distance would help us reset. Her eyes lit up. Really? So you'll consider letting me come with you? Let's see how the next few weeks go. After dinner, she suggested we go home together. I agreed but stopped at the building entrance. I need to grab something from the car. I returned with a box. Her things from my desk at work. The photo of us from last Christmas. Her spare gym clothes. The coffee mug she'd given me that said world's okayest boyfriend. What's this? I already moved out. Yesterday. The apartment's all yours for the next 27 days. Her face went through 3 transformations in seconds. Confusion. Rage. Then that PR smile. You're being dramatic. Fine, go stay at a hotel. But you'll be back. You always come back. I handed her the parking garage keycard. That's for you too. I'm keeping my car at a different location now. Where are you staying? Does it matter? You have Fabian to keep you company. I told you, we're just friends. Right. Enjoy the apartment, Irene. All yours now. I started walking to my car. She followed, heels clicking on concrete. This is ridiculous. You're throwing us away over your paranoia. I stopped. Turned. No. I'm setting you free to be with whoever you want. Isn't that what you wanted? My phone lit up with notifications. 15 texts from Irene in the span of 30 seconds. I didn't read them until I was 3 blocks away. The last one made me pull over. I just got an email from some journalist asking about my relationship with a suspended school district employee. What did you do? I texted Carmen and Miranda in a group thread, Phase 3. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Carmen responded immediately, the article goes live at 8. I watched it happen in real time from my corporate apartment's kitchen, coffee in one hand, phone in the other. 8 a.m., the article dropped. PR manager for luxury hotels used client properties for affair with married school official under ethics investigation. 8:03 a.m., first share on Twitter from a hospitality industry watchdog account. 8:07 a.m., Irene's phone call. Declined. 8:09 a.m., another call. Declined. 8:11 a.m., text from Irene, answer your F-word phone. 8:15 a.m., email notification, Auberge Hotel's HR department had CC'd me on a message to Irene, In light of recent developments, we are rescinding our employment offer effective immediately. The journalist had done their homework. Carmen had provided the receipts, hotel records showing Fabian's district credit card charges at the exact properties Irene represented. The article detailed how comp rooms were exchanged for favorable mentions in school district event planning. It was corruption, plain and simple. Small time, but corruption nonetheless. 8:47 a.m., text from unknown number. It was Fabian, your psycho sauce destroyed our lives. Hope you're happy. Our lives. At least they were being honest about it now. 9 a.m., Miranda posted the notice. She sent me a photo of it taped to our, Irene's, door. Notice of lease qualification review. Due to change in tenant status, remaining occupant must provide updated financial verification within 10 days to maintain tenancy. 9:23 a.m., voicemail from Irene's boss, Stephen, who still had me listed as her emergency contact. E-care, I'm trying to reach Irene. We need her to come in immediately for a meeting with legal. If you hear from her. I forwarded him the article. He responded with, Jesus Christ. By noon, Irene's Instagram was private. Her LinkedIn showed taking a career break to focus on personal growth. Her phone was going straight to voicemail, probably overwhelmed or turned off. Carmen called me. Fabian's been terminated. The district found evidence of misuse of funds going back 2 years. My lawyer says with this evidence, I'll get everything in the divorce, the house, full custody, even his pension. Good. There's more. My cousin Teresa is ready to apply for your apartment. Miranda says she can move in as soon as Irene's out. That afternoon, I got a text from Rosario, subject is at your office building. Security won't let her in. I walked to the lobby, stayed behind the glass doors. Irene was there, hair unwashed, wearing yesterday's clothes, the anniversary dress now wrinkled and stained. She was screaming at the security guard. I need to see him. He works here. He F-word destroyed my life. My coworkers were gathering, phones out, some recording. The head of security, Damon, looked at me through the glass. I shook my head. Ma'am, you need to leave or we'll call the police. She saw me then. Started pounding on the glass. You F-word coward. You destroyed everything. My job, my reputation, everything. Over nothing. I walked out through the side door, came around to face her on the sidewalk. Pulled out an envelope from my jacket. These aren't nothing. Inside were the printed screenshots. Every message where she'd called me weak, boring, her safety net. The voice memos where she'd laughed about my little app designs. The photo Rosario took of her and Fabian at the Kimpton. The last page was her text to him from 2 weeks ago. Once I get the Amsterdam situation sorted, we can finally be together. E-care's too pathetic to fight back. She grabbed the papers, crumpled them. You hacked my phone. This is illegal. Shared cloud backup. My account too, remember? Completely legal. You vindictive piece of. Ma'am. A man in a suit approached. Are you Irene? She turned, confused. Who's asking? Process server. You're being sued for defamation and intentional infliction of emotional distress. He handed her the papers. Have a nice day. She looked at the documents. The plaintiff name, E-care. The amount, $47,000. That's our savings. Was. I withdrew my half yesterday. The other half should cover your legal fees. I turned to walk back inside. Wait. She grabbed my arm. Please. I have nowhere to go. I can't afford the apartment without a job. My parents won't talk to me. Fabian's wife kicked him out and he's staying with his mother. Please, just. I pulled my arm free. You have 7 days to figure it out. As security escorted her off the property, my phone buzzed. Miranda, your ex just called begging for an extension on the financial verification. I told her policy is policy. Then another text, from Teresa, already approved for the apartment. Move-in date set. Want to be there when she finds out? 3 weeks later. Move-out day. I never actually went to Amsterdam. The corporate apartment my company provided was 15 minutes from our old place, but it might as well have been another continent. I'd spent the time finishing projects, going to the gym, sleeping full nights for the first time in months. That morning, I met Teresa at a coffee shop near the building. Carmen's cousin was exactly what you'd expect from someone who'd spent 2 years with Doctors Without Borders, confident, direct, zero tolerance for S-word. You sure you want to be there for this? She asked. I need to see it end. Fair enough. Miranda gave me the keys yesterday. I'm officially the tenant as of noon today. She checked her watch. Your ex has 90 minutes to get her stuff out. We walked to the building together. I stayed across the street, leaning against a lamp post, waiting. Teresa went up to the apartment, her apartment now. 11:47 a.m. A U-Haul pulled up. Irene got out of the passenger side. Her sister Lauren was driving. They didn't speak to each other. I watched them carry boxes down. Irene had lost weight, her usually perfect hair pulled back in a messy bun. Lauren looked disgusted, barely helping, mostly scrolling her phone while Irene struggled with furniture. 12:03 p.m. Irene tried her key in the door. It didn't work. I could hear her frustration from across the street. She tried again. Then started pounding. Teresa opened the door, calm as a surgical procedure. Can I help you? Who the F are you? This is my apartment. No, it's my apartment. You were supposed to be out by noon. You're late. Where's my stuff? I still have things inside. Building management moved everything to the storage unit downstairs yesterday. You should have gotten an email. Irene pulled out her phone, frantically scrolling. Found it. Her face crumbled. This can't be happening. I'm afraid it is. Now, you need to leave. You're trespassing. That's when Irene saw me. She dropped the box she was holding and ran across the street, Lauren calling after her. You planned this whole thing. You planned it first. I just executed better. Carmen appeared from around the corner, right on schedule. She walked up to us, smiled at Irene. Thanks for the evidence about Fabian's hidden assets. My lawyer was thrilled. The divorce settlement was very generous. Irene looked between us. You two work together? Yes. Turns out your boyfriend's wife and your building manager went to college together. Small city, right? Ex-boyfriend, Carmen corrected. Fabian's living with his mother now. Lost his job, his pension, his reputation. He keeps texting me, begging for another chance. I forward them all to my lawyer. Irene's sister finally approached. We need to go. The U-Haul charges by the hour. Lauren, please, you don't understand. I understand enough. Mom, read the article. Dad saw the lawsuit filing. You lied to everyone. Lauren looked at me. Sorry about all of this. As they loaded the last boxes, Teresa came back over and handed me an envelope. Miranda wanted you to have this. Inside was a lease agreement. My name only. Below market rate, Miranda's good tenant discount. Wait, Irene said, understanding dawning. You're moving back in? Never left, technically. Just had my name temporarily removed. Did you know if a remaining tenant can't qualify financially, the leaseholder who left can reclaim the unit within 30 days? Interesting loophole. That's fraud. Teresa laughed. No, fraud is helping your married boyfriend hide assets from his wife. This is just paperwork. Irene stood there, makeup running, that anniversary dress probably crumpled in one of those boxes, her entire constructed life in ruins. I'm sorry, she said quietly. I'm sorry for everything. Can we just talk? Please. We did talk. At Fratelli's. You lied through the entire meal. I was scared. I didn't know how to tell you about Fabian, and then it just spiraled. Stop. I pulled out my phone, showed her the last message she'd sent me a week ago. You're a pathetic child who can't handle adult relationships. Enjoy dying alone in Amsterdam. I was angry. You were honest. Finally. Lauren honked the horn. Irene, now. As she walked back to the U-Haul, Teresa called out, Oh, Irene? You might want to check your email. Several of your former clients are requesting refunds for services you claimed to provide but didn't. Something about fake influencer engagement metrics? Irene froze. Checked her phone. Her face went white. That was you? Teresa shrugged. That was the truth. I just made sure the right people knew about it. The U-Haul pulled away. Carmen, Teresa, and I stood there watching it disappear into traffic. Buy you both a drink? I offered. Rain check, Carmen said. I have a date tonight. First one since the separation. Met him at a divorce support group. Teresa smiled. I need to actually move my stuff in. But dinner later? I'm thinking we earned a celebration. That evening, we all met at a small Vietnamese place in South Philly. Miranda joined us, along with Rosario, who turned out to be funnier than her serious investigator persona suggested. We toasted with cheap beer and laughed about the absurdity of it all. My phone buzzed around 9 p.m. Message from Irene: I know you hate me, but I need help. Parents cut me off. Can't get a job. Please. I showed it to the table. What are you going to do? Carmen asked. I archived the message without responding and put my phone away. Same thing she would have done. Nothing. A week later, I got an email from the Amsterdam office. Offer still stands. No rush. I kept it in my inbox, unmarked. Maybe someday. Maybe not. But for now, I was home. In my apartment. My name on the lease. My life, fully mine again. The last I heard, Irene moved back to her parents' place in Jersey. Fabian tried reaching out to her, but she blocked him. Guess when you burn every bridge for someone who's also burning bridges, you both end up on islands. She was right about one thing, though. I did find my spine. I just used it to stand up and walk away. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you really like our videos, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day.